All right, well, back up at the hangar. It's almost a week after our first successful first flight. She lost her virginity. No, I don't know. She went flying, and she flies great. So again, a huge thanks to Jim Edwards from the South Portland. He was at the AR, did the inspection. He was super nice. And also to Rob Montgomery from Southern Maine Aviation. And the funny thing is, I don't know if he was more excited to be able to fly this for us, or we were more excited to have him do our test flight and high-speed taxiing and just have his insight on everything that we've done. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but him and his friend Sue are actually building an S-21 up in Sanford as well. So they're going to come down later today and check this out, because he's seen it but Sue hasn't. So kind of looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm not really sure like how these video series are going to continue, because I don't know, maybe we'll do some backcountry flying, but they're certainly going to be different than the initial idea of doing build videos. But I still have a few things left to build. Again, the punch list, check off 2, add 3 type of thing, but now it's more like check off 3, add 2, so it's definitely on the trajectory of becoming less. I'm going to, let me show you. Man, this new clip is hard. So Levi, like, he wasn't real crazy about this. He said this is fine, but they are going to break through. So I'm going to replace those with these clamps. I don't have enough to do those back here, but I'm going to replace the ones up here with that, and then I'm going to put the interior in, and again, just double make sure that nothing can rub. I want to tighten that up a little bit. So we're going to put that in. Another episode will be the Aerosport flap gap seals that I got. I'm really excited to do those. Probably less exciting for other builders is the dash pad I want to finish. I'm gonna check a few things under the hood, under the cowl. Yeah, I'm a car guy, I said hood. Make sure that scat tube that I secured on the other side, I thought it was rubbing up a little bit against the oil cooler, so I'm gonna check that. Also, George had downloaded all the data from the flight, and he thought that our fuel flow wasn't quite sufficient. Maximum fuel flow, we're getting 13 gallons when we should be getting 16 or closer to 18 gallons on a 180 horsepower engine. And so before we send the throttle fuel servo back, we are going just to make sure that it's not something mechanical here. So we'll probably do that later on today. Anyway, that's on the agenda today. First I'm going to start with replacing those clips and putting the interior in. Make it easier. I gotta remember how all these pieces go back together. I'll figure it out. All right, it's a real plane with a real interior. Oh, it looks so good. I took the cowl off, and I wanted to make sure that there's no adjustments on here, I guess, but like I said, George thinks we're not getting enough fuel, so I'd have to send it back to adjust it, who knows. But I wanted to check that. And then the scat tube, it was kind of pushed back, so it was little rub marks there. You can tell I already trimmed part of the oil cooler, so basically just pulled it forward. Want to keep it away from there. so I got a little more slack there, but that's all of that. Other than that, I don't see any issues yet of wear and tear. So yeah, I know it's only been an hour, but real happy with that. I think what I'm gonna address now is I'm still working on the rudder tension, because I don't know if I talked about this, but we had loosened the chains on the tail wheel. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we put it in the 10th link. We had it in the 9th, which put more tension on these springs, but inadvertently also threw off my measurement for the 10 to 15 pounds of tension there, because this was pulling so hard. So when we loosened this so the plane would handle better, it made the inside loose. So now I actually just have to redo that. All right, so here's what I ended up with. I kept moving these things around, a little bit of a panic when, you know, we're trying to fly it. So important was that these were proper, but in my adjustments I kept moving to the closer holes here, which obviously also moves the pedals back. So it kind of left me with this being too loose. If you stomp on both, it tightens, so I'm not worried about that. It's doing its job. But I would like to kind of move this forward again, which also in essence will move the pedals forward. And since we're both you know, bigger guys, that would be beneficial. So back to the tang, I don't know, trying to figure out the right combination there. All right, I think I have the winning combination for now anyway, subject to change. I've already changed it 3 times. So this top rudder cable for us only works in the middle hole. If you put it in the forward one, there's just not enough pull to tighten it. This rudder return cable, so I drew a little diagram. So the rudder cable goes in the top hole. This is coming from the front pulley. That is in the forward-most position, okay? So as far forward as it can go for this guy in that tang. And then this one, which is that RFK 54, you know, add-on pulley down here with that cable. So obviously this is going to get tight a lot quicker than this, because this is a lot longer than this. But this way I have them in the ballpark now. And the magic hole for this one is the 3rd hole. This is for us, obviously, the 3rd hole from the back. I don't know how many tangs holes are in the front, but it's like not the tightest, not the 2nd tightest, but the 3rd tightest, and that's including both levels. And that brings us to this, supposed to be 10 to 15 pounds. So this one is right around 10 or 12 pounds, and this one's a little closer to 15 pounds, 14 or 15 pounds, and that just feels really nice. So I'm gonna put the nuts on and call this one a day. Oh, and you're lucky I didn't bore you with the video, because it took well over an hour to try and figure that out. And on top of it, it still gives me play on the nylock, on the threads on this. Like, that's not all the way tight or all the way loose. It's probably like 3/4 of the way down. All right. Let's see if we can go for a taxi and do a run up. Clear! center, idle cutoff. Alright, well that was exciting. So George was suspecting that we have low fuel flow or too lean, so I just did a quick run up, and looks like with the boost pump on 2300 RPM we got 13.5 gallons. So he's been talking to the fuel servo people and they say it's kind of calibrated for, I don't know, CESA 172 or something. So I am going to take it off and we are going to send it to them and richen it up. I hope it's not just, never mind.